Alright, we're back. Let's just go and run down the rest of Doc's dialogue tree. First off, about Miss Trotter.
I haven't really made any progress with Trixie yet.
Well,
I haven't even found her yet.
If she doesn't blow the whistle on Kid tonight, he may never be brought to justice.
Right. Oh, and by the way, saw you in the park, and you're apparently repeating history.
Why didn't you tell me I'd run into your younger self tonight?
Because I don't remember being out here tonight. Clearly, your interactions with my younger self 2 months ago have slightly altered my personal timeline. I never have the nerve to perform public experiments like he's doing. No matter. Those experiments will be forgotten once I've seen Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Yes.
It's pronounced
right now,
Frankenstein.
Is fiddling around down there with rocket propulsion systems for his demonstration at the expo.
The thing that'll kick off your scientific career.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, the rockets are a horrible idea, and I'll soon realize that they'll never work. But eventually, I'll wander into that movie theater and see Frankenstein and clear my mind. I've kept the ticket stub from that movie in my wallet ever since. See?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's during this movie that I'll have the inspiration for my breakthrough at the expo.
It doesn't have anything to do with reanimating the dead, does it?
Not the way you're thinking, no. But during that famous scene when Colin Clive turned the wheel that raised that shrouded figure into the tower, and that bolt of lightning struck, well, let's just say more than one brain was reanimated that night.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that that's not going to play into anything later. I mean, that's such a key and important moment of your life. I'm pretty sure that if someone were to say, buck around with it, it wouldn't lead to any implications or problems down the line. No. Oh my god, the foreshadowing is like a million miles away. You can see it. Yeah, little boy. Well, anyways, about Kid Tannen.
Why are Tannins always such jerks, anyway?
It's hard to say. Rogue Neanderthal genes in their DNA, perhaps.
I don't know if... I don't know anything about humanity's relationship with Neanderthals, but I'm pretty sure that that's not how that works. But either way, I know... I'm just going to assume that... I definitely know less about Neanderthals and their relationships than Marvel number 5. But I'm just hopefully going to assume that this game and the writers have done their research. Either way, Bill Jemas is still an idiot for making that abomination. And if Doc honestly reads Marvel, I'm pretty sure that his brain would explode for the complete and utter cataclysmic event of stupid. Anyways, on to something a little less insane than Marvel.
Emmett's not having much luck getting Einstein off the courthouse.
I'm not surprised. Einstein's a smart dog, but heights give him the willies.
What can we do?
I've got it.
What?
Just get my younger self distracted, and I'll handle the rest.
Ah, I see. You're going to get the DeLorean, and you're going to... take the DeLorean, fly it up there, and get Einie. But I'll need to distract both you and Edna, so...
Just keep your head low, Doc. I'll be back soon.
I'll keep an eye out for your grandfather.
And, Emmett did go and mention about how ever since the whole stay sober fiasco, Edna has been basically looking for any chance to snipe him. So... let's see here. Oh, Edna!
Hey, Edna.
Mr. Callahan, what can I do for you?
Let's see here. First off, what exactly are you doing here staying in the middle of the night?
What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
Saving people from alcohol, vice, and disorder.
Free
And
will.
also keeping an eye out for
Who
hot
needs that?
stories. You'd be surprised how much news breaks on this corner.
I'm just gonna ignore that and just keep going with this dialogue. Hopefully with less horrible implications.
Broken any stories tonight?
Only the usual. Mayor Thomas trying to slink out of the speakeasy. Frankie Needles crashing his car into a fire hydrant. Nothing that'll get me the front page.
Are you... Well, no. I think that would probably at least get you like the second or third page and work your way up. Besides, political corruption and drunken possible vehicular manslaughter. Oh yeah. Maybe if Needles was driving around in his car again, maybe you could try jumping in front of him and make it look like possible manslaughter. Or maybe you'd end up dead. Either way, that would be a great story. Let's see.
What was that song you were singing earlier?
Do you like it? I wrote it myself. It really gets the toes tapping at the Stay Sober Society meetings. Although I suppose that could be the Shakes. Would you like to hear it again?
No.
Maybe later.
I'll be here all night.
Yeah, you do that. Anyways, as for you and Mr. Brown?
What's going on with you and Emmett? The last time I saw you, you seemed to be kinda interested in him.
That was before I belatedly realized that his agreement to host my Stay Sober Society was a clever ruse to ferry barrels of hooch to his so-called laboratory.
Sorry about that.
Now his very presence fills me with an irrepressible urge to pick at his philosophical and intellectual foundations with every tool in my vocabulary.
So you're not dating?
No.
Dating? Oh, the mere thought of romantic involvement with that undisciplined techno-anarchist is preposterous.
Good.
Marnie, yeah, good thing you come from the 80s and haven't read a lot of manga, but Edna is pretty much turning into a textbook example of a tsundere. This can only lead to bad things.
What's Kid Tannen been up to for the last 2 months?
Didn't you hear? It was in all the papers.
I've been
Why was I out of
traveling.
town?
Well, the feds were all set to arrest Tannen on tax evasion charges. Seems they'd gotten Tannen's books from his accountant.
Oh, same way
I heard
Capone
something
got
about
down.
that, yeah.
Well, the accountant disappeared, unsurprisingly. But the feds still thought they had a case. After all, they still had the books, right?
Right.
Wrong.
Wrong. The day before the trial, the books up and vanished right out of the court's evidence locker.
No.
Oh, you don't say.
Lots of fingers were pointed, but honestly, the whole town's so corrupt that it could have been anyone. Court clerks, cops, janitors.
You. Oh no, of course it would never be you. I mean, you're the upright, virtuous type. Hypocrisy, thy name is Edna Strickland.
So Kid's walking around free?
Free, clear, and laughing it up in his new speakeasy. The feds want to bring a case up against him, but without those books, they've got nothing.
Eh.
Couldn't Kid be brought up on other charges like, say, running a speakeasy?
In a perfect world, yes. But no one in town seems to care about prohibition anymore. The feds are only interested because of the lost tax revenue.
Well, it's almost as if prohibition was kind of a stupid idea. Yeah, well, that's how these things work, I guess. Anyways, about Charlie Boy.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny
Or
Parker?
Danny, sorry.
Parker? Just another soul lost to the twin vices of booze and despair. I've asked him to tell me his story for my column. Sort of a cautionary tale, but he's never in the mood to talk to me.
Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about Trixie Trotter, would you?
Kid Tannen's latest conquest? Well, she claims to be a lounge singer from Seattle, but my sources in Washington have never heard of her. I mean, honestly, Trixie Trotter, what kind of name is that?
It honestly sounds like something that, it sounds like the name of a character in an old Speed Racer episode. I mean, yeah, they have Inspector Detector, so yeah, that sounds exactly like from an old Speed Racer cartoon.
Whatever happened with that speakeasy arsonist?
I was about to ask you the same question.
Me?
Don't play coy with me. I may not have any journalistically acceptable proof, but I know you had a hand in Carl Sagan's daring escape from the authorities.
On what evidence?
Didn't you think that Sagan was innocent?
I used to, but after he escaped, 2 more speakeasies were torched in Colfax and Georgetown.
That's just a coincidence.
Coincidence? Or is our friend Carl a serial arsonist?
Or are you a serial arsonist and you're just using Carl as an excuse? Yeah, she's crazy. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I'm pretty sure that Carl Sagan didn't start those fires.
We'll see. One of the reasons I'm camped out so close to Tannen's new speakeasy is it gives me the chance to catch the arsonist in the act. It'd make a great story for my column.
Yeah, just focus on the journalistic credibility it's going to give you instead of the possible lives lost in the speakeasy fire and the destruction of public property. Good God, what is wrong with you?
What have you got against dogs, anyway?
They're smelly, rude, completely unable to take care of themselves, and frankly, they're not very bright. If I had my druthers, dogs would be banned from public places.
Harsh.
It's a harsh world, Mr. Callahan.
And you're just even more harsh than that. Well, anyways, how about a story that doesn't make you look like a complete psycho?
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
Let's see.
Kid Tannen arrested.
Oh, glorious day! When did it happen?
Well, it hasn't
Soon.
happened yet, but it's gonna.
Keep me posted.
Oh, come on.
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
Let's see. The return of Arthur
I
McFly.
can't tell her that. It could get him in trouble.
Oh, come on.
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
I can't tell her that. It could get him in trouble.
Who are you talking to?
Hey,
I mean,
I
aside
got a
from
hot
me.
lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
I'm just wondering what Edna's thinking. I can't tell him that. It'll get him arrested. What is Mr. Callahan talking about? Yeah, if he says that out loud, it would definitely make him sound crazy. Oh, okay, anyways. Time for the distraction. Edna, if you don't mind my judgmental little jailbird.
Young scientist strands dog on courthouse roof.
What?
Look over there.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Lean on, my judgmental
Mr.
Jezebel.
Brown.
Please, Miss Strickland, not now. Can't you see I've got a rather delicate situation on my hands at the moment? My trial run...
Trial run? Public hazard, I call it. And I'm sure my editor will agree. This scientific enterprise of yours represents a clear and present danger to public
You
safety.
know what represents a clear and present danger to public safety? Your singing voice.
Thank you.
No need to get personal, Mr. Brown.
Oh, really?
Me, I have no intention of getting personal with you.
I'm
Phrasing.
relieved to hear it. Flying cars, of all the ridiculous
You
juvenile
mock me,
notions.
but just imagine a world in which traffic jams and car crashes are a thing of the past.
I
There'll
might
be
be
no
more
wars
inclined to
or
listen to
violence
you
or
if
traffic
your maiden
accidents.
voyage had ended in a crash on one roof and a stranded dog on another.
I'm working on getting him down.
Here you go.
Heine, how'd you get down?
Magic,
Clever
that's how.
dog.
Well, fortune favors you tonight, but I warn you to be more careful in the future.
Now, how to get that rocket car back down?
Well, maybe a tow truck? Grappling hook? Spider-Man? Whatever. Let's go and see what Doc's up to.
Hey, Doc, I could use a little help.
What's the problem?
Let's see. You and Edna.
Should we be worried about your younger self and Enda Strickland?
That is a peculiar wrinkle in the space-time continuum, but I'm sure nothing will come of it. I can't possibly imagine myself becoming attached to a woman like that.
Ugh. Yeah, and especially you and Clara. I mean, yeah, you have Clara, Jules, and Vern. I mean, yeah, that's never gonna happen. Hopefully.
Are you sure we shouldn't be worried about you and Edna? The two of you seem to have some kind of Sam and Diane fighting like cats and dogs thing going.
Trust me, Marty. My younger self has another decade before he could even dream of getting past the cats and dogs phase.
And yeah, Doc, you definitely don't seem the type to be into tsunderes. So, yeah, again, you'll be fine. Okay. Well, let's pick this up next time. This is David Lab of OnDavidsBrain. Doodles.